Appreciate everybody for coming. Happy homecoming to the Missouri State Bears, man. It's a hard-fought win against a good football team. I know the record might not reflect it at the moment, but that's a well-coached team. They play extremely hard. They've got great scheme. I mean, just the first three series, I think we saw every shift in motion known to man and every run concept known to man. Offense was efficient again today, doing a great job. You know, the nice thing about today, I think we had some semblance of balance with the run and pass, which was great. And then defense stepped up when we needed to get off the field in that second half. You know, it's not always going to be perfect. I think that's a sign of a good football team. When things aren't exactly right, you still show some resilience and resolve and get it done in the end. You know, the one thing I am going to say, you know, God works in mysterious ways. It was, you know, everybody looks at the program of the current people, but homecoming, you know, is about legacy. And when you talk about the guys that are up there on the stadium walls and the guys that have stuck with the program the last, you know, few decades when it was tough, all right, and just to see them smile and to see the hope when people talk about Missouri State football, it's a big deal for us, and we're going to continue it.
So how old were you in 1996? Last time you guys had
So I was born in '89, so 7, right? About 7 years old.
Yeah.
I think I probably just won my first Pop Warner championship.
Coach, what's it mean to have this team be 5-0? Again, we always talk about the growth, the progress this team has made in a year from your tenure. So what's it mean for you and the staff to be 5-0 with all this momentum behind you?
It means more than you know. Our football team, the heart of our team showed today. It just, the way they prepare, the way they love each other, the way they grind during the week. Again, this is a tough physical program. You know, we don't take all the pads off during the week. We have padded practices Tuesday and Wednesday, and those guys have come out and loved every single second of it. You know, and even if they haven't, they at least acted like they had, so that's a plus. I think it means a lot to our community. I think that Springfield has been waiting on this for a long time, and again, the best part of sports is you get to bring joy to people's lives and do something you love.
Jacob Clark, I mean, an efficient 22 of 27, 379, 3 through the air, 1 on the ground, 8 different receivers. And what is it about this offense that, again, sometimes the running game doesn't always get going, but you guys are one heck of an aerosol attack? Yeah,
he's outstanding. He's like another coach on the field. The way he absorbs the game and the way he sees the field. I know I sound like a broken record because I've said that over and over, but you know, just like you talked about where all the production is coming from, it's spread from sideline to sideline, and that makes you tough to defend. And then you got the 2 good running backs in our backfield. The O-line did a good job once they settled into some of the blitz pressures. But again, having a guy like Jacob as your trigger man gives you a chance to win any game.
Were you guys taking the pressure early? You guys adjusted pretty well in the second half, but I mean, Jake's kind of feeling the heat pretty much early.
Yeah, they brought everybody on the field. Anyone that had legs was running through gaps and trying to pressure, and we knew that was coming. It's a magic pressure package, but the nice thing about that is once we hit a crease here and there, there's not really anybody to stop on the second level. So once we started to adjust our protection and pick it up, we were able to be more efficient.
Could you talk a little bit about Jamari Robinson? I mean, it started out really, really hot and then fell down and had to come out. So what's his condition?
That's a great question. I think after we have a discussion with the trainers, I'll be able to give you some more on Monday.
Did that change your approach at all to the O-line?
No. I think that we have a really good receiving core, and even though J-Rob went down, you know, just like last week, you know, you saw Dash step up, Black Strain. We've got a deep room, and I think that makes Jacob much more comfortable too, because he knows that he's okay to spread the ball around. You know, he's going to get guys open and make sure that they can make some catches.
What was the key here for today? Because earlier in the week we talked about how do you keep these guys from having a letdown game. And so today, first half struggled, second half kicked it back in high gear. How did you guys do that?
Yeah, we certainly weren't sharp to start. But again, I think that sometimes when you have a super emotional game like the Illinois State game, sometimes that can happen. But I think that every one of our leaders in the locker room checked that at halftime and made sure everyone understands that what it's going to take to win this football game and continue the streak. And it's, again, the best teams are player-led teams. I know everybody thinks that's coach talk, but it's the truth. When you have men that have been in that locker room and been through some of the struggles, you know, we've sat in this room and talked about in the past few years, you know, they enjoy winning and they know what it takes to win and they trust our process.
Another guy was out today, Lamondre Joe, one of your better corners. What's his status?
Yeah, he's got an ankle that we'll hope to get back next week.
You know, Jacob's an older guy, but he doesn't have that much game experience when you look amount he's played over his career, so still a lot of upside, even though he's almost 24 years old.
Yeah, the sky's the limit for Jacob. Again, he's a student of the game. He has a big arm, and his legs have come to life that you've seen the last few games, which has been great because, again, as you structurally see defense and you see how they're attacking you, everything has a weak spot. And Jacob, the way he processes and understands coverage and protection elements, it makes him dangerous.
So I guess what's the biggest focus for this coming week for practice? What do you guys really want to hone in on that maybe you didn't do in the first half, but you showed in the second half?
Yeah, we got to start faster. Again, sometimes you call it a letdown, call it whatever you want. We weren't as sharp to start as we should have. I think we had good juice, good energy, and we competed. We just didn't do things with the discipline and detail that we needed to. So those will be harped on at a high level in practice and make sure that we can start fast next week in the Uni Dome.
What, Mr. Mason, 6 touchdowns, 6 straight games. The way he carries his body on that 8th-yard touchdown. What's it kind of have a guy like that, just as an option and what he's been able to do?
Yeah, Lancelot, he's dynamic. Does a really nice job. Great teammate. Always there when you need him. The nice thing about Lance is that if you want to play tight end and you want to get to the NFL, come to Missouri State because you still have to block. You still have to do a variety of different things schematically in the run game. And then he has great hands out of the receiving corps. So he's extremely well-rounded, and we're excited to have him on our team.